Greetings and welcome to another Tomorrow's World webcast. My name is Wallace Smith, and this was a fun bit of news. Actually, this is an article from space.com, actually published back in June 16th, 2016, but I loved it. It was fun. The title of the article was Red Planet Selfies. Mars rover Curiosity poses on Mount Sharp. The article actually goes into a little bit of detail about what's going on with the Mars rover Curiosity. I'll just read the very bit at the beginning of the article. It says, NASA's Mars rover Curiosity has captured two more otherworldly selfies. The one-ton robot's latest self-portraits were snapped May 11th in the foothills of the 3.4-mile-high, or 5.5 kilometers, Mount Sharp, at a site dubbed Okuruso. Curiosity had stopped there to drill into the mudstone bedrock and collect samples for analysis, NASA officials said. Now, they're NASA photos, so they should be government public domain, and so we should be able to show those here on the webcast. And so what you're seeing is a selfie from a robot. So yes, selfie culture has spread from planet Earth into space, and selfie culture has now reached Mars. It's kind of cute. I have a soft spot in my heart for these rovers on Mars. I've been kind of trying to keep track a little bit since we sent, way back, was it Pathfinder and was it Sojourner? We've sent Spirit and Opportunity. Anyway, we've been sending a lot of rovers to Mars, and it's just fun thinking that we're sending a robot that is exploring another planet, however, very slowly. Now, I do recognize there's a lot of pros and cons when it comes to this kind of science. People will say the money spent sending that robot to Mars could be spent on so many other things. It could be helping the poor. It could be feeding the hungry. And I don't disagree. There's always a better use for money like this, and yet at the same time, can we guarantee that money would be spent on any of those things? I don't know that we could. Regardless, this is what it's being spent on. And so there's nothing wrong with actually looking to see what's coming back from it. Another comment is made is missions like this are useless. You know, what's the point of doing something like this? It's not really accomplishing anything. Well, I would say perhaps to a certain extent, but it is accomplishing some things. We are learning things. We're learning things about Mars. We're learning things about the universe around us to a certain extent. We're also learning what we can do. And it's interesting how this may seem kind of useless, but the work that goes into developing this technology tends to have spin-off benefits in other kinds of ways. Now, whether that's the case with this project, I have no idea. I'm not really wanting to enter the debate as to whether it's useful or not useful, because it's not my money to spend. I just know it's happening, and I just know I'm allowing myself to enjoy it. There are lessons we learn, but they're not always the lessons that other people tend to consider. Let's just enumerate a few. One, we learned that Earth really is something special. Look at the pictures from Mars. It's a wasteland. There's just nothing. Earth is a beautiful gem in our solar system, a beautiful place. It should remind us what a blessing it is to have a home that's actually a home. Also, we learn from these things about how creative and capable mankind really is. You don't see macaque monkeys sending probes to other planets. This machine has been operating on another planet for almost 4 years. And of course, we sent it into space before that. I don't think I've had a car that has operated so thoroughly in such conditions as this has operated for more than 4 years. It really is something remarkable. Another thing that it teaches us is how limited we are. You know, we send this off to space, and so we've reached Mars. And if you really read the story and read about the rovers, they're just crawling around at a snail's pace. They need instructions for every little step. And so they really haven't journeyed very far in 4 years. You'll walk further in 4 years than these guys have traveled. But that said, the universe is vast. The universe just goes on and on and on. Forget just traveling to Mars. It goes on light years and light years and light years, an expanse beyond comprehension. And here we are, we're patting ourselves on the back because we finally got sort of a robotic foothold on what is really one of our nearest neighbors, the planet Mars. We are so limited and yet we want to know so much. There's a reason for that. God says He has put eternity in our hearts. We have a taste for bigger things. We want bigger things. And to a certain extent, God enjoys us looking for bigger things, especially when such looking turns to Him. We read in the Bible in Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 2, "It is the glory of God to conceal a matter, but the glory of kings is to search out a matter." God has made us a species who longs to know more. And that's what we're trying to do right now on the planet Mars. But if we learn anything as we watch these videos from a wasteland, I do hope we learn perhaps to live our lives a little bit better here at home. Thanks for watching. Please take a look at everything we have available at tomorrowsworld.org.